So, how was your guys' weeks so far? Amanda, you're 4 weeks out now?
4.5. I mean, or 4 3/4, because four from this coming Saturday. Sorry,
You're
getting the goods right now.
what are you making again?
Coffee.
Just an ice cream.
Oh, nice. Just little
Yeah.
things in prep.
Yes, because I'm honestly mainly it's my allergies are so effing bad right now. And so I'm having to take like nasal spray, but it just makes me kind of like groggy.
Oh, yep.
And it's not like I want to lay down and go to sleep, but it's almost like I just feel a little like foggy.
I'm just kind of like meh right
By the
here.
way, the chocolate caramel coffee mate, the zero sugar, it is fucking incredible.
Ooh, I've never tried that, but I just got
It's
the marshmallow
I
melt.
drink black.
I got the marshmallow nut pods to put in my coffee. That stuff
oh
is.
yeah,
That's
that's
really
my
good.
favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Marshmallow.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one. That's the one I use. I'm trying to be like dairy free, but I don't give a shit. So
Yeah, I mean, if dairy doesn't bother you, like, fuck it.
the heck is that? Yeah.
They do have nice flavors. I do like their cookie butter flavor.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah, I've never tried that one, but I've seen it in the
I haven't
stores.
tried it
It's
either.
good. It's good. But I'm
Manon.
like a black coffee drinker, so
Me
I try
too.
not to buy that stuff.
Me too. I
Ugh,
just like black coffee, and it's so good.
It's so
ugh.
good. But it's
Dark,
gotta be
the
good
darker the
coffee.
better. Mm.
Nope, I want a sugar-free melted coffee milkshake. That's what I want.
My favorite is when I
Like
come
a real
visit in
milkshake.
Colorado and we go to Dutch Bros Coffee. They have like all the best like sugar-free flavors, and like you can make like the cold foam, and like you can make it pretty macro friendly, like more so than Starbucks even, and like their coffee is good. So like I came there on prep and we got something and I was like, oh my God, this is like dessert. It was great.
The sugar-free white chocolate caramel iced coffee. Fuck yeah, so
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Actually, when I was housing those, I had so many people DM me. They were like, I tried this. Holy shit, the combo is amazing.
Hmm. I wish we had them in Fargo, but we don't.
Ugh, bummer.
No, and ever since, Starbucks only has sugar-free vanilla, it's like, what's the
Lame.
point? What's the point? Yeah.
Mhm.
Ugh.
I just
Uh,
bring my own.
so I'm gonna tell you guys a really Midwestern thing right now.
The Pope.
This whole week, it's supposed to be like 90 degrees. Like it is hot today. A month ago, we had a snowstorm. Last week,
Yeah, it's
60.
85 right now.
That's our bipolar weather.
It's
So,
actually.
so it's great.
That's great.
Carolyn, what did you do this weekend? Did you go shooting this weekend?
Yeah, so when shooting this weekend, what did I do this weekend? Well, it was also Mother's Day weekend. So
Hmm.
we ended up going out on Saturday, and there's this local Indian spot. So we were like, originally we were going to go to Mexican, but then mom was like, no, let's go for Indian. And then so we diverted plans and went that way. So it was really good. It was good. But glad we were able to at least do that because she's gearing up for retiring. So
That's
I know she's
exciting.
like, yeah. So it's sooner than we planned. But at the same time, I can tell she's ready to go. So
Yeah.
she's already like booked her first trip to go to California with her best friends. Like she's like, it's like a week or a couple days after she retires. She's just like, I'm going to
Oh, that's
California.
awesome.
Bye.
I mean, I would do the same
Mhm.
thing. Be like, retirement, peace
Right.
out, bitches, you know?
Yeah. She like sends me her itinerary and I'm like, when are you going? She's like, oh yeah, no, I feel like I'm just gonna go like a few days after. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, why
right
not?
on, right on. You're retired. Go do what you want to do.
Hmm.
Well deserved.
Sweet.
So,
Ah,
Pittsburgh
Sorry.
Pro
What?
uh-huh.
said so. Pittsburgh Pro.
Oh yeah, that was an amazing show.
It was so good.
We watched all of prejudging for both days. Well, okay, that's a lie. We did not watch Men's Physique prejudge.
Nope. I was like,
I-
okay.
Here's the thing, I'm fine with it. I just didn't really know, like, I mean, well, I guess that's not true. Brandon
Brandon
Hendrickson, Aaron,
Hendrickson was competing. Yeah.
yeah, everybody knows them, but yeah, respect to them, just didn't want to watch. But we watched all the women, and then we watched Classic and Open, and yeah, it was such an awesome show. I wish I was there. I wish we were there. I think we want to try to maybe
Yeah,
go here.
you
It
should
looks like
go.
it's fine. Yeah,
We
100
I
we
do
percent.
wanted to
regret
go
not
this
going.
year too, but it was just like by the time we had thought about it, it was just too close. And so I was like, eh. But
Yeah, it looked awesome. And honestly, the production quality was so good. Like
mhm.
the stage, like the live stream quality, I mean, it
Yeah.
was really, really, I was so impressed. I was like,
Yep.
it felt like you were right there. Obviously, it's different, but it felt like you were there. Um, but yeah, you know what's funny is I know the internet's blowing up about Nick not winning.
Everyone's
Um,
like, got robbed. And it's like, well,
I know. And here's the thing, like I genuinely thought he was gonna win. Like Dan and I were watching, and he was like, "Who do you think?" And I was like, "I'm not a judge. Like, I know what I know, and I don't know what I don't know." But I was like, to me, Nick, and here's the thing that I think is throwing people off, and you guys can tell me if you think this is wrong. I think part of the reason why everyone felt like it was Nick's show, and the judges were tied, so it totally could have been Nick's show. Like, I don't think it would have been a free
it
bet either
literally
way.
could have been closer.
No, I know. So that's why I feel like it one way or the other. It was incredibly close regardless of who won. I think it's Nick's story that made people like really want him to win
Yeah.
because you had him like the hamstring tear at the 2023 Olympia, 2024 Olympia, he pulled out because his body wasn't responding well. New York Pro last year was like his worst showing to date. He's just had a lot to overcome. And even Steve Weinberger, like on a podcast, he was like, Nick has a big hill to climb now
Mhm.
because he's been basically out for 2 years, minus one show. That was a
Mhm.
terrible show for him. And so I think when he walked out on stage, let's like for 2 years, no one's seen like the Nick we know. For 2 years,
Right.
no one's seen him. And when he walked out, like I got chills watching him. And so did Dan and like even Ian Valier. He's like, holy shit, I just got chills. I was like, he walked out and was like, God damn. And I think the crowd and just humanity, you love a comeback story. You love a story when someone was shit on, told they're never going to make it back. Just like the whole bodybuilding industry hated him, almost the whole bodybuilding industry hated him. And then he comes out with his best look ever. He won that crowd like that. I think that's why everyone was so angry that it was like after everything he'd been through. And part of it, he put himself through it. Part of it, he didn't. It was just circumstances and how he's handled some things. And everybody just saw it. To him, he was a symbol of not giving up. He was a symbol of coming back, regardless of what's pushing you down, whether it's the world, yourself, the coaches, like everything. And I think everybody like they just wanted that cherry on top of that story with him to win. And I think if you set all that aside and you're like, if he had been competing like normal the last couple of years and it was a tie between him and Derek, I don't think the internet would have been so angry about it. I think they just wanted because of his story. And also people don't love Derek. Like I don't think anyone hates Derek. He's not polarizing in that way, but no one really like resonates with Derek. I shouldn't say no one. I would say I'm sure like people
It's a
love
higher
him.
bar to reach, because
Yeah,
he's so high up there as Mr. Olympia, but he's also won now multiple times as Mr. Olympia in two categories. And then when you see Nick's
yeah,
story, it's like, yeah, he was this kid from New York and he had to overcome so many things. And like you said, a lot by his own doing, but he went to work and stayed in the shadows as he should and knew he was going to make this comeback. So we all were anticipating this, but I don't think to the level that he showed up as.
oh
Because as
yeah.
soon as
I
you
don't
saw
think
the photos, I was like, who is this guy?
he walked out on the first look and I was like, oh my
Yeah.
fucking God. I was like, holy shit. And like, here's the thing. I don't have really an opinion on Nick one way or there. Is he my favorite like personality? No, but I think his
Same.
physique, you know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
kind of like don't dislike him at all. He's not someone I'm like buying his merch and stuff like that either.
Right.
Um, so I was very neutral when he came out, and I was like, bro, like that is something special. Like he and Kyle nailed that. Not only nailed it, his best look to date. So I just think that with all of his history, the when he walked out and proved a lot of people wrong,
Mhm.
and maybe fans that he had in the past, he got them back. So he was the people's choice by far. And Derek is just he's so religious and everything's about his religion, and he's just not as,
Kind of
not that,
polarizing.
no, he's not, but he's just, he, I don't know, man, like he's not as relatable as a person
Yes.
just from what he's given us on the internet. Not that religion's bad, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying like every single interview is like everything's like glory to God, everything's glory to God. There's no like getting to know him really. It's just every response is about religion. So I think for a lot of people that's great, and then there's the rest of everybody else that's like, so you like, what are you aside from your religion? But I
Mm.
think that's like all of his posing routines are to Christian like hymns, not like Christian songs, you know what I mean? And I just think a lot more people, because Nick's so raw and he's so authentic to himself, I don't think anyone really feels that connection with Derek. Even I say connection in a weird way because it's over the internet, right? But anyway, Nick's more polarizing for sure. Plenty of people hate him, but plenty of people love him. And I think with Derek, people are not as hard fans just because of
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. I mean, we were driving like pretty much all day Saturday. So we were watching it like on my phone in the car. And Nick walked out and we're like this up at the screen. We're like, oh my God. We're like,
Yeah.
holy fuck. Like it was insane. And then, but looking at the live stream and then looking at some of the photos from Gilco, like I can see a difference now because the live stream was kind of like up at a higher angle versus what Gilco had for photos. So I could see a little bit of difference then in the comparisons and whatnot. So we had Nick winning also, but we're like, man, it's really close. But like one thing that I really commended Nick for was just like how, like, especially in his back poses, how he stood up nice and tall and just held it. Like, where like Derek was more like leaned back a little bit and it made his lower body look smaller. So, and again, that could have just been from the live stream view. Judges have a different view from below. So, like, people who are watching the live stream, you have to remember that. Like, you're not seeing every single little detail. Like, you can only tell so much from the live stream. So, especially to be like, Nick got robbed, whatever. Like that's kind of disrespectful to Derek. Like he earned it, and even if you're not a big like Nick fan, like same as Amanda, like I'm not a big fan of Nick's like personality kind of thing, but I really highly respect his work ethic, his mentality behind bodybuilding. You can tell he just really loves the sport. So, I was rooting for him to win. And so it'll be really good to see the Olympia, like how Nick stands up because he's going to do New York Pro and like he's favorited to win New York Pro this weekend. So yeah, I guess we'll just see how things go. But yeah, it was exciting for sure. We watched all of it Friday or Saturday, and then Sunday was women's. I really wanted to watch figure for sure on Women's Day. I tried to watch all of it. I was training during prejudging, so like I was like had it up during training on my little tripod and was trying to watch it. But um I didn't know this, but they have all of the same Olympia judges at the Pittsburgh Pro. So it's
Yeah.
literally like mini Olympia. So like if you want to get in front of those judges, like that is the show to do it. So super, super cool.
That's the goal. That's always the goal. And also, even working backstage when it used to be at the Soldiers and Sailors Arena, it's just so cool to see how much the show has progressed in a short time period because originally it was like Dallas and it was Ronnie and Dexter. They would come to Pittsburgh, a small little Pennsylvania town, and do the pose down. And that was such a huge inspiration for being in a small, like considered a small city. But now to see it as a mini Olympia, especially with I was going to ask you guys, how was the live stream commentary? Because they had a great lineup I
It
saw,
was
but I
good.
was wondering how it was. Yeah.
It was really good. They had Fuad and Ian and Dennis James, I think it was, on the guys' day. And then on
Mhm.
the female day, it was Dennis James, Laura Lee, and Sid, which was awesome to see like the two Miss Olympias from this last year commentating. So that was really, really fun. And I think they all did a really good job.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they did a great job. My only gripe is why is it that every single time Bikini and Wellness come on and there's a male commentator, of course they mention how like they don't know a lot
Mhm.
about the division, which is why they had Sid and Laura on there to give the viewers some input, information to educate them on the sport. But there's always got to be some like weird fucking comment. Like I love Dennis James. Like I think he's awesome, but I think I don't even think people can help it. He was just like, oh, they just smile and look pretty. I think they all look amazing. It's just like, can, can
It's
we
like the
not have,
man comes out and it's like you really have
yeah,
to say like a man like even if there was like a female for the guys' day, it's not like the female's gonna sit there and be like, oh, well, they all just buff and tan and like, ooh, they all look good. Like that's just
yeah.
weird.
It was just kind of like, I think for the most part, he just made like one comment about it. The rest of it
Hmm.
was really good. Like he was asking Sid and Laura Lee questions
Yeah.
about their preps and the divisions and the criteria and everything. But there's always got to be some like, because he's like, oh, I just see like pretty smiles and hair and glutes. And I'm just like,
Or just he's
okay.
like, they all look great. I couldn't pick one. And it's like, okay, well, you just don't know the criteria. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's just like, let's leave the,
but
it's
no,
like
I
when,
liked, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, it's like when Arnold, not this past Arnold, but the year before, when
Mm-hmm.
NCL won, he was like, oh, I'm just drooling right now. I'm like, she handled it so well. But I'm like, that's just on stage as she's accepting her win.
Hmm.
He said,
It's
I'm just
awkward.
looking at you drooling. And I'm like, which is why he wasn't allowed to talk to them this year. Like, it's just congratulate her and say you've looked incredible. Like, just don't say anything. Like, it's just totally sexualizing them. And
Hmm.
I'm not a great feminist, but I'm just like, even Dan, he looked at me, he was like, why do you have to say that? Like, just objectify her right there in front of hundreds of thousands of people. Like, just
Yeah.
congratulate the woman. You know what I mean? Tell her that you're drooling over her glutes. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Like
so inappropriate.
it's so funny because like when you look at bodybuilding, it's all based on appearance. It's literally a subjective sport who looks to the criteria. But yet, like things like that, like we don't want to be commented about like that. Like that's not why we most of us anyways go to the gym is to be like, oh, I'm just drooling over your muscles or like have comments like that. Most of the time we feel really awkward and it's like, thanks for like objectifying me, and all of that kind of stuff. Like I'm sure not everyone is that way, but I know like us three are. Like it's more commendable to be or it's more it makes us feel better to be commended for our hard work versus like how we actually look because how we look is a product of the work that we put in and like that's why we do it is because of the work. It's not to I mean, yeah, we care about how we look, I guess, but like I feel really awkward getting comments like that or like even if someone puts a little like flame emoji or something, I'm just like, what do you mean? Like I'm just here trying to
Yeah.
work hard. I just want to get muscles. That's it.
Yeah. It's more just like on a professional stage, it's just inappropriate, But
Hmm.
who's in. But yeah, it was such a good show. And Kayla, can I ask you a question about figure without you getting mad?
Okay.
With all of this,
Oh,
like,
dude.
dude, almost every single not all of them, but like there was what, 28 girls, women,
There's
28 ladies.
28 or something, 24, 28.
The spell, like Zenobia was the worst, but
Yeah.
like the spell casting and the like they're about to like shoot a it I dude I had to turn, that secondhand embarrassment you get when you're watching somebody and it's just like
Mhm. And you're
I
like,
just
Yeah.
oh,
I can't watch this.
So
Like
oh.
it's
bad.
so uncomfortable.
Yep. Nope. I 100% agree with that. Like, I tell my amateur clients this all the time, and I'm like, watch the pros, sure, but just remember, just because they're a pro does not mean their posing is perfect. Like, it does not mean their posing is good, even. And like, Zenobia, Nicole Graham, she beautiful physique, really, really great. From that, I'll pull this up here on Instagram. Carolyn just sent it to me. But I just not a fan of her posing, and like that's just my personal opinion because, like Amanda said, it was like all this like arm stuff and all this like things that
Stuff.
it just was weird. And like she was doing some things too that was looked almost like women's physique. And I was like, girl, like you got to be careful because she's on the bigger side of like muscularity. So, and that's the hard thing with figure is that especially like a lot of girls do the power pose, right? They come up, they do the power pose.
Yeah.
Yep, like Lena Rumstein, she did it twice, front side and back side. I personally think that's a little too much. Pick one or the other. Like she has a very good one, she can pull it off, but it also can make you look more muscular if you already are on the higher end of muscularity. And Sid made a comment about that too. So like I don't know. I don't know if people are trying to copy like Sid more or what it is, but it was weird and it just kind of like throws you off because it doesn't look like it's flowing very well. It just yeah. I'm gonna pull it up here and then share my screen so you guys can all see.
Yeah,
Even
I will
though all,
say,
go ahead, sorry.
oh, yeah, no, I will say that Lola was the like most toned down out of the
Yes.
figure
Love
poses.
her.
The only thing is that I hate to be that person, but please smile because you
I
look really
know.
angry. She looks
She
so
looked,
angry.
yeah.
And I'm like, girl, you're beautiful. Like,
And
you
then at
have
the
this
end,
incredible physique.
did you see at the end of her routine, she went like she remembered and she was like, and then she smiled like randomly at the end. That's why I tell my girls,
Yeah.
like, even though it feels really stupid, smile when you're practicing, especially your last like 6 weeks, because you'll get on stage and forget.
Yep.
Like you will totally forget, like
Yep.
smile because you will be like, because at the end, it was almost like she realized, like, oh shit. And then she smiled and then she
Yeah.
lit up and she looked so much more beautiful. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
There is this midpoint. So right before she's about to hit her front pose in the beginning, she does do like a half smile. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like at the very end, she's like, "Oh, I meant to do that," and not look so angry. But you're going through the motions, and at that point, it's one and done. It's so fast up there. Even as a pros, I imagine that you get that minute. But as an amateur, it's even more important because you got those like 5 seconds before you're off the stage.
Yeah, and I've seen it too. Like I've even seen wellness girls that do stuff like that too, where they'll like do all this arm stuff around and like do all this like across and it either looks too sexualized or it's just awkward. And
It's
like
weird.
I've had some of my like amateur girls send me videos and she's like, "Well, I want to do something like this because it looks cooler." And like as an
But
amateur, I'm sure it does, but like as a pro, it's like no, like my um motto going into it is do it simple, do it well, and you'll look professional. Like that's all it is. Like you can do the very simple things, add a little bit of flair to it of your own, and it looks beautiful. Like I don't know why people have to make it so complicated, you know?
like when there would be maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 figure girls that just in their individuals came out, hit their poses, had a few really pretty, soft, like simple transitions. Those were so great to watch. Because when the girls that were coming out were doing all the Wingardium Leviosa bullshit, I was like, will you just get in your fucking pose? Like, get in the fucking pose. Like, whatever pose you're going to
Mhm.
do, get into it. It's like you're spending all this time like summoning demons. Like, I don't know what's happening right now. Like, just get, like, yeah, have some fun, beautiful, like personality infused transitions. And you can totally do that in a way that's still clean and shows off your physique. But it was just like, you guys, it was so uncomfortable to watch. Like it, and I've never noticed that at one show. Like usually for with figure, there's a couple girls that do that. But I was like, is this like a new trend in figure now? Like I do
It
not
was a
like,
lot.
I don't know shit about figure.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about figure, but I just did not love it. I just was like, can we
No.
just, I want to see your physique. I want to see your shape and your structure. I want to see that muscle. I don't want to see you flapping your arms.
Right. So I pulled up, so if you guys are watching online, I pulled up Nicole Graham and like again, beautiful physique, amazing, amazing. But like she does this kind of thing here. And like to me, personal opinion, this looks more like she's trying to be women's physique. Like you're in heels. This is hard to do. Like, why are you doing this? You know, like this looks beautiful. Um,
Yeah.
like look how muscular she is. Like she's on the higher end of muscularity for figure.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why she places high. But I think, and she has really good conditioning, but like she has to just I think she has to be careful, you know, like
Her shape is really, really pretty. Like she's got a gorgeous X frame too. Like
hmm
it's actually one of my like one of the figure ladies that I really look forward to seeing. And I know she had a couple years off with like surgery and stuff.
Yep,
Uh,
yep.
I was really excited to see her. And of course, like her physique looked amazing. I just wish her routine did it more justice, and showed off more of her physique than like a character maybe, or I don't know, like her person, maybe that's just her personality. I wanted to see her physique more. I wanted to see her shape. And I think
Yep.
she could have done all of that and in that time she spent doing the arm stuff, I think she could have hit like a really cool pose or two to show off that frame
Mhm.
because it's beautiful.
Mhm. And I think part of it is just people, especially in figure, because the quarter turns are so like military style, you know, where they're just like
Yeah.
here, like people girls are trying to add some flair to it and make it more like pretty, but I think it's being taken a little bit too far sometimes, and then it goes a little bit too far off track. So, and then
Too
this
many
is
people flair.
Lena Rammstein. I pulled her up. She's from Germany, and like, so you guys can watch this. And she, one, I loved her suit. Beautiful.
It looked really good on with her hair and everything. That was a really
hmm
cool suit.
So she did the front power pose, and then she did this. So like for this, like I think she pulls it off very well. I think she can do this pose because she's not overly muscular. Like look at her, like her back compared to Nicole Graham. Nicole is so much thicker through here, and just in her legs and her glutes that like Lena can do this, you know, and it doesn't look too
Hmm.
like women's physique, because there's always with figure women's physique, there's that blurry line there that a lot of girls could cross over to either or. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Her physique is nuts. Holy
Yeah.
crap. Was she fourth?
She got fourth, yes. And
Okay.
then it was a few weeks ago. I think it was the triple O actually. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Jennifer Zeenert. She was competing at this show too, and she beat Lena. This show, Lena beat her. So, and she's also another Olympian. So it'll be interesting to see just
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah. Crazy physiques though. Yeah. Lola, her,
Hmm.
Zenobia, just so many. Yeah, dude. Like Lola was just like, I could not stop staring at her. Like,
Mhm.
Jesus Christ. Look at this. This is insane.
Like her
Her,
conditioning, her waist, you
oh
know.
my
It's
God.
insane.
hmm
And I love her X frame. Like that's a
Yep.
true X frame to me.
I feel like she's the only one that's really up there with Sid with the structure.
Yep. And
Right.
Sydney said that too. She said structurally Lola is more similar to her than Jessica, but Jessica was second. So at the Olympia last year. So it'll be really interesting to see if the judges start going towards like a new direction or what this coming year. So
Lola's conditioning here was better than the Olympia, though.
yes. hmm
This
And
conditioning was a lot.
then between her and Natalia, Natalia was a little softer, where Natalia usually comes in like pretty hard, and they've told her that before. So it just kind of depended on what they were kind of going for today, and this was the look.
I think with Natalia, from what I've seen, just because we've seen her come in a little too hard and a little too soft, I feel like for her, she's one of those physiques where if she's a pound too hard or a pound down too hard or a pound up too soft, it throws off her look quite a bit. Like she doesn't really have a lot of wiggle room with her physique. I feel like
Mhm.
she's got to nail it. And when she nails it, she can win the whole thing. But if she's a little
Hmm.
off, it fucks with her look quite a bit.
Yep, because she's like smaller, but she's also very dense. So I think that's the reason why.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll go back to Gilco's page so we can kind of go through the other females too, like wellness. What did you guys think about that? Did you see much pictures, Carolyn, for wellness?
Not as many as I'd hoped to, but just from Gilco's page primarily.
Okay, let's say.
Oh, I think everyone was kind of expecting Rayanne to win, just because, or not
Hmm.
expecting she was the favorite, just because she's a very like known competitor that wins a ton. I obviously like with wellness, it can be really tough. I feel like Rayanne's midsection is a lot more dense than this girl that won. Oh, I just looked at her neck because she's not like new on the scene, but let me see here. Ah,
Trying to pull up the
okay, here we go. Valkyria. Okay, Valkyria Lopez.
okay, okay. Oh, here we go. No, that's
She's been to the Olympia, so it's not like I just don't think she's, or maybe she, like I'm sure in the wellness circles she's super known. I'm just an idiot, so I'm just like I think Ray going into, and Rayanne brought a phenomenal physique. So I'd be curious to hear what the deciding factor was between them. But if I had to take a shot at it, I would say it may be that Rayanne's upper body and midsection are a little bit too muscular. And then
is this Rayanne in the pink?
yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
is insane. She's just on the bigger side. And
Hmm.
I think Valkyria, she was a little bit more with the criteria as far as like small waist, because Rayanne's just got a very dense midsection. Like she's got more blocky abs.
I noticed that. Like in
Yeah.
her posing for sure, you could see it. I really liked, I don't remember what this girl's name was, but I
Oh,
really like,
she looked incredible.
yeah, she stood out to me right away. She had a really, really good physique. Like obviously these pictures on NBC News Online aren't like the greatest to look at comparisons, but at least we
Yeah.
can see the whole top call out here. But yeah, just like her glutes like popped so much. I was like, holy shit. So it was really cool. And same as you guys, like I'm still like learning all the wellness girls, like who is like top competitors besides like, Francielle, Issa, and
Hmm.
the girl that just won the Arnold. I forgot her name already. Um, so Eduarda, that's what her name is. Beautiful physique. Okay, well, here's a better picture of top three. So, but yeah, you can definitely see here Rayanne's waist is just a little bit bigger than hers. Um, I think she's even a little tighter here in the glutes, it looks like from pictures at least.
Okay, so the third place, Leonida Leo.
Leonida Leo. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
really liked her physique.
yeah, amazing. Yep. I have a feeling that Rand's upper body and her midsection are what held her back a little bit.
Hmm.
Leonida, the way she's doing that front pose, I think could show off her shape better. She's kind of pulling that shoulder back, but I don't know
Okay,
if that was the shot.
his shoulder. Hmm.
Yeah, it could just
Right.
be the photo. But I
Hmm.
remember watching her pose and seeing her do it a little bit. She pulls that shoulder back just a little bit, but I mean,
We'll talk about it in bikini too, but I'm seeing it more of those side profile shots now, more and more, where it's also on Ashlyn, where
yeah.
it's like straight
Versus
side.
like
That
here and here, it's more so like
it's
this.
very flat. Yeah,
Hmm.
flat on the
Like
side.
even
And the
Amy is
wellness.
angled a little bit more to the front, and Ashlyn's more to the like straight onto the side.
The biggest difference is that foot placement. And then see how Amy has almost like a three-fourths of her body to the front, but then Ashlyn is about 50 degrees.
Yep, she's about 45. She's about
Yeah,
like turned to 90.
90.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Did
that's what
you,
I'm saying.
Carolyn, did you notice Ashlyn standing wider in her back pose than ever before?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
when she did her routine, I was like, whoa, it was almost like she was like trying to spread her, that sounds horrible, like trying to like have a
Hmm.
wide stance. And I didn't love it. I mean, she always looks incredible, but I liked her. I don't know. It just seemed a little bit like her feet are wider than her shoulders, and it looks a little strange.
She looks like she kind of has to pee here. Just
No,
saying.
it is very wide, and also her toe angle is completely out.
Yeah, she's a little out. I
So
would
So
I don't,
say, based on these
I don't,
pictures too, like she looks like she's a little too hard compared to Amy.
uh,
her
she has a
conditioning,
bigger, she has a
you know,
bigger glutes for sure. And that's
yeah.
what suffered her last year, especially at the
Okay.
Olympia, was that her glutes were too hard and too big. So I have a feeling they changed that back pose simply to make her look softer.
Mm.
That's my only assumption. Also to point her feet out wider, because then now you look more round versus hard.
I thought it would be because her feedback was her leg size needs to come up, so her toes are turned out to make her quads look bigger from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense too because like even like Amy's legs compared to hers, like she has adductors, but like you can't really see like quads at all.
Yeah, her feedback
Right.
was from the Arnold, they want more leg density to match her glutes. So I wonder if she was standing wider.
Hmm.
Right. That's exactly it.
Her hands are kind of where
Her
they
hands
are,
are,
kind of
yep.
pushing. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, obviously she was second. It's not like it hurt her a
Hmm.
ton. I much preferred her previous stance width. I thought this looked like she was forcing it wider and it looked kind of
Yeah. Uh,
unnatural.
also, I don't like the purple. I hate to
Super
be that.
purple.
Yeah, it's purple. It's not blue.
Oh, it
Oh,
is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It's purple.
let's go up to,
did
I
she
think
have
our
blue stones?
individual is in
Oh,
here.
She does teal usually, or like or a navy blue.
she did
Here, that
she
looks
did
edited very much, but
Oh,
if you go
yeah.
to Gyoko's, everyone's commenting about purple suit.
yeah, she did the hollow indigo. I saw that post from Toxic. She did like the purple.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
I didn't even
I,
really notice it to be honest. Because I maybe it's because like the lighting in the video, because the stones are blue too. So I was just
Yeah.
like, but I
It's
do like,
probably similar to mine, like the hollow, where it changes in the color.
yeah,
In the lighting, sorry.
I do like that ocean blue on her though.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
just
just
her
one of those
blonde
people.
hair and it really pops for her, that blue color.
Yeah,
Yeah. And whenever, I don't know, it doesn't matter what division it is. Whenever I see an athlete in a different suit color, I'm like, oh, I want to go back.
I know.
Some athletes just
It's
get
very
known for their
rare.
certain like specific color.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
always like anticipate a certain look. And kind of like Jordan Brandon, I always expect her to be in a teal suit. So the day she changes color, I'm going to lose my mind. But and the same with actually, but the one that was a really pleasant surprise was Maureen walking out in the pink 2 years
Oh
ago
yeah.
at the Olympia. That was like, wow, you look
She looks
amazing.
she looks
So
great in the pink.
yeah, the only thing, so for Maureen this year, it's okay, tan hair, glam. She always comes in with glam, but there was something about her peak. I think that went wrong.
Her glutes got smaller.
Mhm.
They looked very watery, like just they're full, but there's no pop.
So when you could see it, and here's what I mean, obviously, this is just from watching the live stream. It's so hard to
Yeah,
tell.
I just saw pictures, so go for it.
So you could really see it in the walk to the back and in her transition. So especially when she was next to Amy, and when you're doing your transition from the front to the back, you sit into your dominant glute in that transition. The density in her glute has come down quite a bit, especially when you compared it to, yeah, when you compared it to Amy. Look at that. It's almost flat.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking what may have happened is obviously I don't know anything the internet doesn't know. She went through in a very what sounds like horrendous breakup with her longtime boyfriend, went through a
Oh
lot of
man.
that. I can only imagine her training and everything else took a little bit of a back seat with just trying to get through that situation. Like I said, I don't know exactly what she had that injury right before the Olympia too. So
Right. Sorry.
I think her glute density just came down. Like you could really see it in the transitions, in the walk to the back. They were just didn't have that round, bubbly roundness on the upper glute, even the glute max. Like it just came down. It just seemed like they were just kind of sitting there. So I don't know if Kayla, you can pull up a video of Maureen.
I
This
can
is
try to
Ashlyn.
find one. That was Ashlyn.
No,
Yeah.
she's not on there actually that I'm seeing. Only pictures.
Oh, she probably didn't hire Gilco then. Let's see if she posted one. Because she's one of my favorite physiques. I absolutely
Yeah.
love her.
Yeah, I know who she
When
is
she
because this
came
was
out,
all from Olympia.
yeah, that's not gonna. When she came out, I was like, something's just not
Oh,
her.
actually, go down. There is
Whoops.
a video, but it's a check-in video. Her last check-in from April 7th. So yeah, go down a little bit. It's going to be a back pose with her in a red suit. A little bit further. Yeah, there you go. There it is.
I mean, it's hard to tell with lighting, of course, but
But see, when she transitions to the front, you see that same thing like Amanda was mentioning in the pictures as it slowly comes
I
back
guess
around.
video in slow
Okay.
motion is happening.
I know his videos in slow motion.
It's like we love marine glutes, but okay, okay, there you go. See how they're kind of just
Yeah.
there's no shelf. There's usually a shelf right there.
There's usually a
Mhm.
shelf for her, and she's so tiny. Like, she's short, so she's
Mhm.
not like this long, lean bean. I genuinely think it's something where, obviously, like I'm just speculating here based off of a video. There's so much I don't know. I can only imagine though, her life's been pure chaos, and it sounds like from what she's posted, she's in a much better place now. She's kind of rebuilding her life and just getting back to her and finding herself again, which is incredible. And I like I said, I can only imagine the stress she went through during all of that. And I would imagine if she trained her ass off for a few months, it would come right back in a snap. And it also may have been a peaking thing. I'm just speculating based off of she's been away from the stage for since Olympia 23.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Had
Yeah.
all that stress going on at the same time, had an injury right before the last Olympia. So I think, when you're away from the stage that long and all the stress, like I can only imagine it impacts you a little bit, but she's still very young. She's in her like mid 20s, I think. Like I think if she just hits it again and she'll be great. But that's what I noticed, especially in those transitions. I'm gonna try to find.
Um, I guess the only thing we haven't covered for women yet is the women's physique. So we can touch on that quickly though. Um, Obviously
Yeah.
Natalia Colho was going to take it because she's number two in the world. But it was really cool to see Rachel Daniels come back. She's been away from stage two for a couple years and really, I think, made a statement coming in second to Natalia. So I think that was awesome. I think she also had quite a bit of a rough off season, I think. And I know she got
Yeah.
bit by a dog and like it ripped into her arm. She had to have a surgery and like it tore some of the nerves or something like that. And so like she couldn't like train for a while she was prepping. But
Oh my
this was
Yeah.
God.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, phenomenal.
No, I
So
freaking love her as an athlete and her own
mhm,
story too. But she's one of those like I can only describe her as like an animal. Like the
mhm.
way she trains, the way she's able to dance, the way she poses, the way she composes music to her posing. Like there's a reason why people solely hire her for posing because of what
she
she can do.
she is the female version of Kai Green.
Yes, thank you.
That's how we could
Yes.
put it. Like I
Yeah.
really like her. I like her content, her stuff. Like her routines are amazing. So yeah, really, really
So
cool. I think she'll make it to the Olympia for sure. So
easily. And it's something about like when finding out that she was going to compete in this show as her like comeback show, there was just so much anticipation of like how she was going to do. Because she's definitely not one of the girls that places usually in that top five. Like, sure, she'll be like sixth or seventh,
mm-hmm.
but there was so much time off that I was like, okay, what is she going to do at this
Hmm.
show?
She has had the time to improve, which is awesome. Oh, cool. Here's top
Oh,
four for
yeah.
figure. I missed that.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so like you can see the shape. Like Natalia has really, really good shape. Her quads are a little bigger, but Lola was just a little more conditioned. Oh, this is all the women. Cool. I thought it was really cool too, seeing Gilco's pictures of he posted like a picture of all the like female champs, and it was like a really cute picture.
Yeah, I saw that. That
Hmm.
was awesome.
Hmm.
I love
They
that
were all
picture.
like flexing. I was like, okay, that's really, really cool. This one.
It was kind of
That
a weird trophy. It's
Hmm.
like it looks like a sheet cake.
it's the skyline of
It's a
Pittsburgh.
city. It's a city. It's a skyline. You
I
can see it from
know.
the top.
No, I know it's a skyline, but it looks like a sheet cake.
Oh,
And
yeah,
we
I
take a
see
lot of pride in that skyline now.
I was
that.
like, why?
There's a little trolley that takes you to the top. It's beautiful.
It's just like a block with I don't,
You know you're in prep when you say the award looks like a cake.
Hmm.
but like it just looks, do you know what I'm saying?
I know
Like
what you
this big
mean.
rectangle. And I was like,
It does. It does.
when they came out, Dan's like, are they giving them a cake? I was just thinking, like, did they get some Costco sheet cakes and put Pittsburgh Pro on it? Like, what's going
Mhm.
on?
Oh, for classic, Terrence Ruffin made his comeback this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That was cool.
So that was cool. It's so funny, like watching comparisons and like he's such a small dude, but like he just sticks out like in a good way, you know? Because he's only like maybe like 5'5", I think. He's short,
Oh yeah, he's small.
but he obviously really good routine also. We don't have to watch the whole thing, um but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he comes up at the Olympia. Like his waist is freaking insane. Um yeah. And then guest posing, I saw this too of Ramon and I was like, oh fuck. Like
Yeah,
he was
that was cool.
I hope he comes back a little bit better this year just because last year in the Olympia he like kind of like shit the bed with that. I don't know
Yeah,
what happened,
he
but
got pretty bad.
Keon looks freaking nuts. But yeah. So overall, Pittsburgh Pro was awesome.
Amazing show. Yeah, all the quality of the athletes was phenomenal. The production was great. Like the live stream was awesome. And
Mhm.
yeah, awesome show.
Yep.
Would love to be there.
Well, I'm gonna go balls deep and just hop in and try to shoot for Pittsburgh Pro next year for a show. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, then we'll definitely be going.
Go big or go home, right? So
Yeah,
Exactly.
may as
you know what
well.
though? Like I'm kind of like even if I like don't place well or whatever, it's still like probably the most competitive show besides Olympia and the Arnold, and you get in front of the Olympia judges, so it would just be a really good experience overall. So I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what?
It's the
And
best show ever. Just saying.
it's something big to shoot for, and just with how my last prep went, I'm like, I got to do something crazy because otherwise, I don't just that's just how I am. Like, go big or go home,
Yeah. Well, and
you
also
know?
people I feel like they make the pro, I don't know, they like make their like first couple of seasons as a pro like such a big deal in a sense of like there's so much pressure, like I have to come out swinging. And it's like, well, of course you want to bring your best, but also understanding you're a newer pro. And especially for figure, like in your first couple of years, that's a newer pro. Like these, a
Yeah.
lot of these ladies are in their 40s to get that density.
Hmm.
Late 30s, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, I'm sure too. Um, and it's just getting back on stage, getting feedback, improving. It doesn't need to be like, you know what I mean? This whole huge hurrah. It's just like, no, I'm just competing and doing a few seasons. It's not like, oh, if I don't do it this season, I'm never doing it. It's like, no, just bring your best, listen to your coach.
It's
See what
literally the same as when you start competing. It's just when you get to the pros, it's like you go from literally, I won my class at USA's. So I won, and then I was like right back at the bottom, and you have to like start over basically, but just at
yeah,
a higher level. So it's like, you know, and I was the same way where I was like, I want to come out swinging, like I want to like make a statement, all this stuff. And I did the same thing when I went to nationals for the first time. I was like, I want to make a statement, like I can get my pro card. And you kind of had to have a little bit of that humble pie. And I think that that's good. And there are a few girls that are younger, like thinking about like Madison Dingy's, Tessa Meetsy. Like Tessa's only a couple years older than me, but like they've competed, and they made it to the Olympia in their first couple of years of being a pro. But that's again is like the 1%. Like I always bring it back to like Autumn Cleveland. Like I really, really emulate her with just her tenacity and stuff. Like she started competing in her like teens, and she's been doing this for like I want to say almost 20 years now. And like it took her so long. She was like 100, like less than 100 pounds when she started. And everyone told her like, oh, you're too small for figure. And she like was like, nope, I'm gonna do this. And she just did it, has done it. So, I just think about that of just like perseverance and tenacity. And like she's really someone that I emulate with that. So I kind of gotta think about it the same way of like just gotta take my take my cake and eat it and just take the feedback and grow, and that's what we're gonna do. So,
yeah. Anyone out there listening that's thinking that you're going to be one of the unicorns that gets to just start training and in a couple years you're just pro and you're qualifying for Olympias, like no, absolutely not.
no.
Like there are a handful, like the 1% of the 1% that's how it works out. And that is not how it works out for most people. year after year, keeping on coming back, delivering on whatever it is you need to deliver on, and not quitting.
Hmm.
Like people are just like, well, if I can't do this in 2 or 3 years, I'm not doing it. It's like, well, then what the fuck are you going to do in 2 and 3 years? Like,
Right.
what are you going to do then? Like, oh, I'm just going to not train. It's like, what do you mean? Like, it takes however long it takes. If you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, like with training, with your off season, you're listening to your coach and you've got a great coach, it takes as long as it takes. And for some people, it's 2 years. Some people it's 10. Some people it's 12. There's so many people online that think that some of these pros just got here when they've been pro since like all of these, except for Amy, it came a little bit quicker too. All these other, Ashlyn's been a pro since like 2018.
Yeah.
Like Jazzy's been a pro since 2017 or 18 also. Like these girls have been pros for almost a decade. And same thing with figure. It's like it's not just like, oh, I started using some dumbbells and squatting and here we are. It's like, no, it takes however long it takes. And it's like, what are you going to do anyway? Like, oh,
Yep.
you don't, it took a little longer than you thought. It's like, so what?
Hmm. And I want to say too, like I think it's okay to like go into a show and like knowing your potential to become that and that you could possibly get it. But at the same time, if you don't, you can't be upset and be like, well, I'm just gonna fucking quit, because
Yeah.
if it came that easy to you, would it really be worth it? Like for me, when I turned pro, that was my favorite season. Like I go back to that all the time because I'm like, it took me four fucking shows, three second places, and then I finally got first place. And that to me is like the best thing ever because I had to fucking work for it. And that is why it's so rewarding. And it's not just like the girl that got second to me, super sweet girl. She's like 22 and she got her pro card at USA's and she's like, this was my first national show ever. She's like, I don't even know what to think right now. And that's great, but like she's taking all this time off now because she still has to grow. And I don't know if she's gonna compete anymore or not, but I don't really like keep up with her. But in my head, I was like, I'm just grateful that I've had to work hard for this because I feel like it means more to me in a sense to earn it that way, versus for it just I don't want things to come easy to me. I never really liked that. Like if things were just easy, like everyone would do it. It goes to that cliche saying. So it's just if you're gonna do bodybuilding, like don't expect things to come easily because that's not what it's about. It's about working through it. It's about the work ethic, the tenacity, the perseverance to get there kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah. I can relate to that a shitload because yeah, I still have like, even though, I'm like going into my fourth season, I still like, and I've improved season to season for sure. I still have a long way to go. Like there's still a lot that needs to develop on my physique. Um, and I'm not like upset about it. I'm not like, oh, like why didn't I grow more? Like why? And I'm like, dude, I did everything I could in my off season. I did not, waste any time. I really did, and I improved for sure.
Mhm.
Like there's a lot of things that are better about my physique, and there's a lot of things that still need to continue to get better. But it's like whether I get a first call out at Universe this year or not, I'm still going to wake up and go train and eat. Like, what's the difference? Whether
Exactly.
I win a first call out or I get top three or whatever the case may be, whatever is in store for me this
Or
season.
you get your pro card.
I know.
Put it in the universe. You know you want to.
I don't know that my upper glute, I don't know if my upper glute's quite there. I think it's like everything else, it's going to depend on who shows up for sure. But here's the thing, they're better. They're definitely way better than 2 years ago. And if that's in store for me, I would love nothing more than that. And if my physique isn't quite there yet, then like whether I win the pro card or I don't, I'm still going to wake up, eat my meals and go train. Like
Yes.
nothing changes. All that changes is the shows I do after
Yep.
that. You know what I mean? So it's like, would I love to win it this year? Of course I do. Like I, this is what I've been working towards. But
Right.
if my physique isn't there yet, it isn't there yet. Like I can't be,
Mhm.
it's just like, well, we've got to keep doing what I've been doing since 2019 and
Yep.
it'll continue to progress from there. And
Mhm. Yeah. Carolyn,
it's
what do
all a
you
bit,
think? Because yeah, exactly. Like because you've been doing this the longest out of all of us. So, and you've probably been at it with less amount of shows because you've had to take so long into it. So like what's your mindset about it?
Ask me a year from now.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of indifferent right now about it because I know how far I have to go.
Yeah.
And it also took so long to get to the stage, and then now I feel like I have double the work to do. It's, I'm not in a great place right now.
But even still, like you're still gonna keep training.
Yeah,
Ex
like even last year, I was still in
yeah.
the gym,
Mm-hmm. And you
but
went through all that health
you
stuff
can,
last year.
yeah, but you can go in the gym, but if your nutrition's on the point, not on point, then
Yeah.
what are you even doing?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing too, is like you have to go into this with every task nailed.
Yep.
Like nothing's going to happen if you're not meeting the mark on your nutrition, or like I can go to the gym, but if I'm not meeting the mark on my sleep or my mental health or going outside, like then, nothing's going to be made.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm kind of at right now. It's like if I'm not doing everything perfectly, then I do have that mentality of what's the point? And that's something that I'm really struggling with right now because
Mm-hmm.
I can tell other people like what to do, but for me myself, yeah, that's even harder for me to do. And that's what we hire coaches. But even then, he can't tell me what to do.
Right. He
I
can't
have
make
to do
you
it.
do it. He can't feed
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
as much as I wish that was possible.
You know what?
But yeah,
Oh, sorry, Karen, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off. This thing's
I'm
kind of
done.
delayed. So it's like it's hard to tell when someone's like, er.
Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
Oh, I was just gonna say, one, I'm super sorry you're in a rough place.
Yeah.
I hate that. I wish and hope all the things, but I can only imagine how many other people are also experiencing that, whether it's in bodybuilding or in another area of life, like just feeling like they're treading water, like they're not progressing at where they want to be. Um, and it's funny you said the what's the point, because I actually had a client ask me that. I have a mature client. She has only been with me a couple months and you know, just was under eating 1,000 calories, the usual, just doing tons of cardio, all the things. And I told her, I was like, we're not going to lose weight for a while. Like I have to build your metabolism back up. And then I don't know how long this is going to take, but I know that we can't have you eating 800 calories as a lifestyle client. Like that's absurd. So this is the only thing I know that we can do. And if you're in it, that's going to be my way. If you're looking for another diet, I'm not the coach for you. So we're partway in, and she's actually been maintaining. We've almost doubled her calories, which I thought was like, dude, that's a fucking win. Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Putting on some muscle, getting stronger. But of course, she just sees the scale.
Yep.
And she asked me that question. She was like, if I do all this work and I'm not losing weight or I'm not doing this and that, what's the point? And I said, well, if you quit, you'll never find out.
Hmm.
And it's what happens if you don't? Like, what's the alternative? You know what I mean? Like, what's the just like I not Carolyn to you, but to her, I said like,
Mhm.
well, what's the alternative? Like, you're at least this way you're working towards something, you're getting stronger, you're moving your body, all these things are really good for you. And you've even said like how much better you feel mentally and all these things. And I told you the scale wasn't going to budge, but if you quit, you'll
Mhm.
never find out what the point is. And you may not know for a couple of years. There's a lot of things, like there's so many things in life that I think that too. Like, what's the fucking point? I feel like I'm on a rat race. I feel like I'm on a hamster wheel. Like, what am I trying to get to here? And I've just kind of like accepted that I don't really know what the point is all the time, but I'm just going to keep finding out, because if I stop, then I'll never know.
Right.
Mhm.
Because you
Right.
know what's there if you stop. Like it's the same thing that it's all you've always known. And for some people, that's a big comfort because for some, it's the fear of the unknown that stops them from progressing. And again, not saying that this is you, Carolyn, at all, obviously, but
Mhm.
No,
just
No,
in
Carolyn's,
no.
general.
yeah, she
Yeah.
Yeah.
works.
Carolyn is like literally the hardest working person I've ever met in my life, like towards something like this. So like definitely not at all what Carolyn would do. So it's just, when it comes to like bodybuilding and stuff, like it literally is just a hobby. So if you compete, it's a hobby. Like a lot of people do make money doing it, but you have to remember that it's just a hobby. And if you just like to train and you like to follow the bodybuilding lifestyle, but you just don't want to compete, that's fine too. Like you can still go do these things. You can still make progress by doing all of that. It's just keep going and keep pushing for progress, like no matter what. Because I think that's what gets people a lot with bodybuilding is there's just infinite progress you can make. Like you just don't ever know.
Hmm.
Like when I first started, I never even thought I would be a pro. I didn't even know what the fuck that was. And now here I am, and I'm like, oh, like I'm a little muscle nugget. It's like 130 pounds, and like graduated like this in
Hmm.
high school and like I look way different. And I was like, this is awesome. So, it's just that. And like at some point I'll come to a point where I'm just like, I'm kind of done competing but I'm still gonna train, I'm still gonna eat, but just have more freedoms that way. So it's just I guess all that to say like don't be afraid of like the fear of the unknown. Like just take that chance and try. What's the worst that's gonna happen? You fail? Oh, try again.
I have a question, Carolyn, because I actually think you're probably one of the most inspirational. I hate, I don't know, I don't hate that word, but I hate how much it gets thrown around. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
People I've ever met, because despite um as long as I've known you, and of course, like I just know before I met you, I just know what you've told me about your past with training, with hormones, with everything. What is it? Because I feel like if almost anybody else had walked in your shoes the same way, they probably would have quit. They would have been like, fuck
Yeah.
this, I'm done.
Hmm.
I just don't want to deal with this anymore. If I can't get to this point by this date, I'm not doing it. So, with everything you've experienced so far with bodybuilding and just your health overall, what's kept you like keeping on going to the gym, keeping a coach, keeping
Hmm.
a routine, even if like you have a week where you're not perfect, which none of us are. You're like, you just keep getting back. You get right back up there. I've never even heard you once say, guys, I'm done. Like I'm firing my coach. I'm just done. I'm just going to be a spectator and I have no intention of work. Like you've never said that. And um I've seen a lot of people quit for way, way less. And I think this
Hmm.
applies to not just bodybuilding, but like people trying to work towards a career or work towards anything, another sport, like whatever it may be. So I would love to hear just for myself, like what's kept you going.
Yeah, I think it was definitely I mean, sure, you could say that, being as a childhood athlete is you're constantly working towards something and going to the barn, like for instance, like for Amanda and I, like it was always something like during the school week, you're always looking forward to the weekend because you know you're going to spend more time with the horses. And it was something that is also a sport that you're never really good at. You're always getting better at where you're currently at, and you're always working towards it. And with bodybuilding, you're always achieving and working towards that next level, but truly you never get to the top of the sport. Chris Bumstead was not never at the top of the sport. He always knew there were areas that he had to improve upon. And I think that's why, meeting Kayla, meeting Amanda in this sport is because we have that same mentality because we're always working. It's not about the end result because we know show day goes by so quickly. And I've only competed twice, but I already know that I told myself on that as soon as my heel hit the stage, it was either going to be this is for me. And if it's not, I'll just go back to training and enjoying, what it is, because it's more so about the process of being in prep than it was actually the stage day. And I was truly wondering that myself, like during prep, when we all go through our first prep, we're always kind of like wondering to ourselves, am I going to like stage day more than the prep itself? Or am I going to like prep more than the stage day? And I think for all three of us, we found ourselves loving the prep more than the stage day because there's a lot of things that you do learn about yourself through the process and what you do like, what you don't like, what you're good at, what you're not good at, but you constantly come back to the sport because of it. And we know it's something that you can do for life. I think they I just announced the world record holder is 100 years old. He
I
was on
saw
stage
that.
this last weekend. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yes, it's definitely not a healthy sport by any means, but you meet the people along the way that keep you coming back. Because we know plenty of competitors who no longer compete, but they're still in the gym and they're still doing
Yeah.
things, or they're trying a new sport. They're trying new things that also requires a process. They're never doing something where you can never become a master, because then what's the point? You
I was just
you
gonna
become a master.
say,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
with
There's
like
no
how
sport.
you are so disciplined with this, you do the same thing with your shooting and stuff. And you
Yeah.
like you can tell you've put more time into that now, and like that's become a really big interest of yours, and like you've become really, really good at it. But there's like you said, there's still room to improve. So it's that discipline and
Mhm.
that mentality that carries over to everything else in life. And I think that's why this sport is amazing and like why you take with you all of those principles when you go and like you still like even if like you said you're going through a rough patch, like even if you decide that this is just gonna be it, you're still gonna go to the gym, you're still gonna eat your meals, maybe with a little more flexibility of course, but you're still gonna do all the things because it's just what you enjoy doing. If it was the stage day that you just are kind of like like I could just do without it and I just feel fulfilled going through preps and stuff, and like you can still do those things too. you know you don't have to compete either to get a lot out of it of what you like.
Yeah, I think in all things, there's going to be those things that you really enjoy and things that you don't. But I love stage day. I love getting glammed up and like feeling like a girl because I don't get to do that.
Same.
And I know, and like getting your makeup done and doing photos and things, like that's all really fun. And it's a really fun day. And then you also meet some really rad people backstage and just get to enjoy all the work that you've done.
Yep.
And you don't get that in other sports where you can just enjoy the work
Hmm.
on your competition day. Most competitions days for most people, I would assume for like Olympians, like Olympic sports, that competition day is going to be the hardest day that they ever have to go through. But for us, we just get to like sit back and relax and
The work is
eat.
done. You just get to showcase it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
best part of
Yeah.
show day.
We just have
That's
to
right.
not fall. That's it.
Yes,
I
just don't
know.
fall.
Well, freaking cords or carpet, or your shoes
Oh,
falling off. Like you can name it. There, everything imaginable has
Mhm.
happened on stage.
And it's literally everyone's worst fear that they're gonna fall, but like I've seen people fall and like I've seen girls that I know a girl. She did wellness for a show Universe like 2 or 3 years ago, and she fell on stage and she won the overall. Like
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that was cool.
I
That
think
was
you're
really
gonna be
freaking
just
cool.
fine. Just fall
Yeah,
gracefully.
you're gonna be fine.
well, I
Yeah.
think the judges know, like, okay, that's a fluke, like that. You don't want to undo,
Right.
like, we're judging your physique, and it's unfortunate, but it's like, okay, let's not. Oh God, yeah,
I have one more thing to show you guys before we leave. I'll be right back.
okay. But no,
What is
Carolyn,
behind what is behind the curtain?
I know, right?
Hey, I'll show you.
Wizard of Oz.
If only. Uh,
Green Man comes out.
Thank you for sharing all that, dude. I just
Yeah.
I think a lot of people need to hear that.
Yeah, because it's definitely one of those things where it's like in my mind, I'm like, it took me 10 years to get to stage, and then now I just doubled my time. But then at the same time, you see people who are able to make that comeback after a year as long as they put their head down and work. And that's why I was so glad that we had Aaron Crawford on the podcast like last week or 2 weeks ago, because she lost over 100 pounds in a year.
Amazing.
Like,
Incredible.
that's insane. And knowing that woman and how she lives, because I've lived with her, I'm like, yeah, what she was doing with 100 more pounds was exactly what she was doing with 100 less. Like, she does not go off the grid. What is going on? There's a dog. Oh, the
Get a
puppy.
dog. Hallie.
Is that a BB?
The baby. There's just Berber.
Look at that BB. Is he a puppy?
He's a puppy.
You guys got another puppy.
We got a puppy.
You guys are
You have
insane.
a whole farm.
We do.
You want mine?
Yes.
There
Look
he
at him. Carolyn,
is.
you can have him.
Down. Yes, look at the puppy. But you showed this to Doberman is so evil. Oh, yeah. Such an
So
evil dog.
this is Howie.
He's so
Howie.
cute.
Howie, short for howitzer, military
Ah,
things. But yeah, so we since Hank passed away, we've been like kind of looking. We did have that the one we had Bo, the little healer, but we ended up, I think I told you guys we brought him back because he bit Tyler. So we gave it some time after that because we're like, let's just chill for a little bit on the dog thing. And we were
Right.
just been kind of looking, and then he showed up on my page, and I was like, oh, I was like, he's really cute. Like he's really cute. And so we went and saw him,
oh,
and he's 4 months old,
oh my God.
and he's look at these big paws.
Oh, it's a big boy.
And he's just a
He's a
little
big boy.
fluff, but he's so smart. And we don't really know exactly what he is, so we're gonna do a DNA test. They said that he's Australian Shepherd and Plot Hound.
He
That's where he's
definitely looks smart.
brindle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shepherd.
He
Definitely Australian Shepherd.
Yup.
looks
So we're, but then he's got like big dog characteristics. Like when he lays down, he just flops, and like he's is pretty lazy for a puppy. Like he gets his little moments, but he really just kind of sleeps. And
Look at those ears.
he's got
Oh, they're so precious.
he's
Oh,
a good.
he's so cute. He is
I
so
would
cute.
love to have your perseverance with dogs because yeah,
you
this
guys,
man
you guys got yourselves a handful though.
can
Yeah, that's a lot of
like
dog.
Mm-hmm.
can I
That's
say
a lot.
something I'm not supposed to say?
Go for it.
This is the dog that's gonna be my last Doberman. Like he has been so tough.
Yeah.
I don't want one ever. Like that's where I'm at. Like, and it's not in a way, like I've talked about him before, and he's a sweetie, like
Mm-hmm.
sweet dog, but and like we've done he's now so much better. And he's there's a lot of things about him that are super easy, but his demeanor, like his personality, I just don't jive with. Like we butt heads all the time. He's just very pushy. And
Mm-hmm.
when he's trying to be affectionate, it's not to come over and be affectionate, it's to try to dominate you. So it's like he'll come over and put his head on you, and then you'll pet him, and then he'll start leaning and shoving himself on you. And it's
Oh
just
yeah.
this like, it's like rude. It's just like no respect whatsoever. And I guess maybe some people do like that, but he's so fucking pushy. So
Mm-hmm.
fucking like if you give him
Right.
an
Right.
inch, he will run with it. And that's just his personality. And I've had multiple trainers tell me this is the hardest Doberman I've ever worked with. I'm like, oh, I fucking
Oh
know.
wow. Okay.
I live. Yeah, like he's so love him. And I think, there's a lot of jokes about Dobermans about like once they're three, they're finally good. You know what I mean? Like they stop being velociraptors and um he doesn't like do anything wrong. He's like really good to walk. He's great in his kennel, sleeps through the night, like really great in that way. It's just the things about a dog that you get a dog for, like the closeness, like just grabbing him and cuddling him and the companionship. Like I don't have that with him at all. And it's like I love him and I take care of him because he's my baby.
Mm-hmm.
But that bond, there's like no bond. And it makes
Okay.
me so fucking sad because it's like I try to snuggle him or something and he'll immediately start thrashing to try to play. The only time I can really like snuggle him is if he's like sleepy. And then even after a little bit, he just starts getting rude. And it's like he's just all over the place, a little bit neurotic. And I'm like, fuck, dude, like I've had tough dogs before because I always have a big old working dog and they're not
Yep.
easy.
Yep.
But
Yep.
then they start to give you those moments of like just being your best friend,
Mhm.
like just loving you. And so this is how it feels. It doesn't feel like it's this loving bond. It feels like I want to own you and you do what I say. You guys know me, I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that. No. So we just butt heads. And it's like I pet him and I love him, but I'm just like, man, that bond I got him for is just not.
Not there.
I understand that. Like that's, I mean that's a lot of working dogs because, and this goes to anybody who's like loves, and this is where you see a lot of German shepherds end up in foster care or humane societies because people don't know
Yeah.
what kind of dog they're getting. So things
Yes.
like
Right.
healers, Malinois, German Shepherd, like even really Dobermans, like that have a very strong personality, like you have to know what you're getting yourself into. And like Tyler's even said too with like Malinois, he's like, yeah, he's like, we're not gonna have another Malinois or like a working dog like this until like the girls are older and we can
Oh
have
yeah.
Yeah.
them to put into,
Especially around kids. And also that you guys have cats too.
yeah. I mean,
Like a Malinois around the cats. I'm sorry.
quit smelling my armpit.
Yeah, that's gonna be a snack later.
Yeah, he'll lick you too. But no, that's I mean that's another reason why we got Howie was because then like now because I mean Odin's getting older. He's gonna probably not gonna be around in another year or so. You know, he's really slowing down and like now he's becoming more of like a dog where he's like more affectionate and like things like that. But like Tyler has said too, like as a Malinois, he's just like a crackhead and like he was used for work, you know. Tyler has said he has a different bond with Odin than with like what he did with Hank. Like we only had Hank for a few months and Hank was like his buddy, where Odin is like a working dog. Like that's what he was for. Like he still loves him, of course. Like I love the dog, you know. And but it's just they're animals. That's what their purpose is, you know, and now we have Howie, so it'll be easier to train him a little bit with Odin, and he's already picked up on a lot of things like really quickly, like walking on the leash really well. He wakes us up when he has to go potty, so that's nice. Just little things like
Good.
that. So it'll be
Good.
it'll be
He's
good.
okay.
Baby. It's a
Yeah.
baby.
Just so everyone knows, I'm not a horrible dog owner. Like I do everything. We have a dog treadmill. We have fetch, like this dog gets so much effing exercise. He has training, he has a purpose. It's not like
Mhm.
not exercising him and not working him and expecting him to be a house pet. Like I know what we got. We got a fucking machine. Um, and yeah, honestly, I think as he gets older, it'll get better for sure. Like as he kind of out of that belligerent kind of teenager phase. And I've actually talked to a lot of dog trainers that have experienced the same thing with some dogs. They're like, yeah, dude, like sometimes you got to change how you are with dogs to fit that dog. Like they might just need something different from you. And there's a reason you guys aren't connecting as much as you would like to. Um, so I'm kind of trying to be more, I'm very patient with him, but I'm just trying to like watch him more and just really see how he thinks and just trying to kind of, I don't know, be more the mom he needs. Cause I don't know. It's just like, we're going to have this fucker for a long time. So
Yep. Yep.
he is a
And
good boy.
yeah. I mean, it just I personally feel like, and like I might get hate saying this, but like you should not humanize your dog. Like they are dogs. I know people that do that to their dogs, like, oh, you're just little babies and little, and let their dog runs their house. Like, and that's not
Yeah.
okay. Like, you can have a dog, it can be a dog, and it can be treated like a dog, and you can still love it. You know,
Yeah.
that's how I grew up too. Like, we had lots of dogs, and they were trained well, they listened, and but I still loved them, you know. So it's
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll get there, won't we?
you'll
Come
get
hell.
there. You'll
Yeah.
get
We've made
better.
it. We've made it almost 2 years with this thing. So
Hmm.
I always see like I get like tons of Doberman reels, of course, just because like Dan and I are always sending each other because like it's my favorite breed. I love this breed so much, and I grew up with them. Um, and it was like this one guy was like, your childhood dog, Doberman growing up, makes you fall in love with the breed. Multiple dogs after make you fall even more in love with the breed, and then you get the freaking Velociraptor T-Rex combo from hell. You're like, maybe it's my last one.
Yep,
I
that's
see.
how it goes.
And we love you immensely, but I think after you, I'm getting a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel, that's for sure.
Oh, there you go. There you
There
go.
you go.
Nice
That'll
little
be cute.
like docile, just chill little dog.
And I'll be getting the German
Oh,
Shepherd.
Yes, and I can get my working dog love out by squeezing yours.
yes.
Yes. 'Cause we know German Shepherds can be extra cuddly, but like aggressively cuddly. And I'm so excited for this because I'm going to squeeze them back.
I
Hmm.
know. Oh, dude, the day you get your dog, I'm gonna like scream.
Cry.
It is
I'm
Be
excited
adorable.
for you.
crying. Yeah, I'm
so
really hoping to make that. So if anyone wants to go on a road trip, it would be down to Lackland. So it's in Texas. That's
when?
where all the working, whenever I get approved, the working
Oh,
dog.
Oh,
okay,
well,
we went.
let me know because I'll meet you halfway.
Exactly.
That'd
We could like go
So
this
I'll start driving this way.
way. We're all
can
gonna go
we
this way
can
down to
we do
Texas,
it?
and then we can go to Bucky's.
Can we do it when we're not when one of us when all of us are not in prep though?
Oh, absolutely, because we're stopping at Bucky's.
I want Tex-Mex and I want breakfast burritos and I want green salsa and I want Buc-ee's and I want all the
I
fucking
want.
food.
If we're
Oh,
gonna
I
do
need
this
to
road
take you
trip,
to
we gotta make it
Torchy's.
fucking worth it.
What,
Yes,
Carolyn?
if you haven't had Torchy's yet,
Nope.
oh my
Those
God.
here.
Yeah, you have Torchy's in Colorado now, don't
Yeah,
you?
it's
Because
a
it's like a
thing.
Texas thing. Yo, those breakfast tacos.
That
It's
sounds
America.
phenomenal.
It's
I
America
know.
right there.
I
It's not
can't
even
get
Mexican. It's it's
enough.
it's not American. It's Texan.
Well, Tex-Mex also is different. Like Tex-Mex is so
Right.
different from it's so
Yeah.
fucking good. It's so good. Now I'm getting hungry. God damn it.
Well, I'm so hungry
Okay.
after having dinner, so
Yeah,
we're
same.
just on this ride. We're just on
No
this
matter
ride
what I eat,
together.
I'm like,
Right. Carolyn's like
I,
almost ready to go to bed. Like I got two more meals to eat. Amanda's got the rest of her day to do two more meals too. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I get it.
I'm surprised he hasn't showed up.
Oh yeah,
Dan,
Dan.
I know.
Yeah.
I actually was just going to look at his he said he's headed home 4 minutes ago. So
Okay.
Oh,
another 10,
okay.
15 minutes he'll be here.
Okay.
Sometimes the world of finance keeps him busy for a little later than 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
He's a finance bro. What can we do?
Mm-hmm.
No. Wait,
Well,
quick.
we have the girls over tonight, so I am gonna bust out of here so I can go hang out with the little chickies and go have some fun.
What's your doggy's name one more time?
Howie,
Howie. Bye,
Howie.
Howie.
short for
Bye,
howitzer.
Howie.
Howie. Oh, what a
Howie.
cute. Look at that puppy.
Oh.
Oh,
Hoodie.
the
Hoodie.
puppy.
Oh.
Oh, goodness. He's such a sweetie with a good demeanor. Look at him hanging
So
out.
sweet.
He is. He literally
Just
like
chilling there.
I woke up last night. Me and Tyler fell asleep on the couch, and like he was laying between Tyler's legs on his back, stretched out with paws up like this. And I was like,
Ah,
I don't want to wake you up right now to go to bed because that is
look
real
how
cute.
cute. Oh, that's
Um,
the best.
we haven't had to kennel him either. We've left him home a couple hours at a time by himself. He wants to get down. That's why he did that.
Enzo would decorate my whole apartment if I left him out.
Oh really? Yeah,
Oh, dude.
left him out. He's totally
This
fine.
dog will eat every piece of laundry we own.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh boy.
He is if it fits in his mouth, it's going in there.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. He's not a big
Makes
chewer,
sense.
which is nice. Like,
We like it.
You got a unicorn. Good for you.
Yeah.
That dog with
You
your
gotta
life.
save the shoes.
yeah, I'll take him. So, all right. Well, we'll talk in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're up for it, let us know how you're feeling, of course, because they'll be a couple weeks out. But
I'll be fine. Dude,
yeah,
I'll be totally fine. I'm not dying this time. So
cool. Well
looks
then,
like I'm dying, but I'm not dying.
well, you look great. So after your show,
Amazing.
though, we'll do a full like show recap and like you can talk about like peak week and like what was different, how all of that. Like, I can't wait to do that. I think that's gonna be really
Yeah,
fun.
it'll be
So,
fun. 4 weeks from Saturday. Whoop whoop.
woo. Okay. I love you guys. I'll talk to
Love
you
you.
later.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.